Hello, my name is Ekaterina.
And I'm Stian, and we are Viking guides here in Oslo.
Welcome to the Christmas special here in Norway.
And today we are at Bærums Verk, and pretty chilly, a lot of Christmas atmosphere, a lot of people, and we're going to show you a little bit about Norwegian Christmas traditions.
Finally, it is Christmas, and I know there is nobody like Norwegians when we're talking about creating this cozy atmosphere at home. But tell me, what should you do to have a Christmas in your home?
Well, the number one thing you need is light.
Of course.
Lots of light. It could be electrical, it could be living burning candles, it can be whatever. But the most important thing when you start Christmas is on the first Sunday of Advent, and that is to put up your Christmas star in the window. And it could be like this. It could be in wood, it could be in brass, metal, doesn't matter, as long as you have electrical light inside.
So this one is not good enough?
Well, it's good enough for the Christmas tree. So that's perfect.
It's something.
Yeah, it is. And then of course, living burning candles is also a key element. But maybe the most important day would be on the 14th of December. And that's when we celebrate Santa Lucia, which sounds very Italian, and it is, after Italian saint. But that is when all school kids around in Norway, and in Sweden actually, will dress up in white, and you have a queen like this, with candles in her hair, a nice little crown, and then we do a parade, and they will sing this typical Santa Lucia song, and pass out baked goods.
Is this good enough for the crown, you think?
I would save that for the birds.
Oh, okay. Well, all countries in the world have their version of Santa. But who is Santa here in Norway?
Well, Santa here is actually not the kind of Santa Claus that you would expect from Disney movies or from American television, but it is actually this little guy.
Oh, he's cute.
He is, but you should be aware. He can be extremely grumpy, and he's not friendly if you don't treat him well. And in Norway, we call him Fjøsnisse, or the barn Santa. And this is typical folklore. The first time we hear about this kind of Santa would be around medieval times, even Viking age. And on Christmas Day, or Christmas Eve, you would put out porridge into the barn.
So you should basically feed him well.
You should feed him well,
like
treat
that.
him well, and if you don't, he can burn down your house or even kill your livestock. So you better be nice to him.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Have you seen this before?
Really never.
Well, besides maybe having a Santa Claus in your home and some candles, you need to have a straw goat.
A straw goat?
A straw goat. Now this is also folklore. And this is also traditional decoration. Maybe going out of fashion, but it will have his renaissance. And different parts of Norway, and especially in our neighboring countries, these are big. And you can build them in life size or monstrous size, and then you torch them and you lit them on fire. And having a goat is something we see from the Viking age.
Really?
Yeah, Thor.
Of course!
Yeah, he was pulled by a sled or a carriage that by two goats. So this is all makes sense now, doesn't it?
Fantastic. So this is definitely one of the oldest traditions you have here in Norway.
Yeah, this and Santa Claus.
Cheers!
Cheers!
What a lovely atmosphere!
It is.
We're just outside of Oslo.
We are located at Bærums Verk. It's an old iron mill, shopping area, recreation area, but today it is a Christmas market.
But in this weather, you need really something warm in your cup.
You do. That's why I'm enjoying my very hot blackcurrant toddy, and it's without alcohol.
Delicious. Christmas in Norway is really cold. My hands are freezing.
Well, I have to correct you there. It's never cold, it's fresh. But since you're freezing, I have something to help. Put this on your right.
Oh, looks beautiful.
I'll put this mitten on my left. And then we have a love glove in the center.
Sounds exciting.
It's a beautiful pattern from the midsection of Norway called Selbu. And this is actually a local girl that invented this in the early 1800s. This, however, is called a love glove, has a shape of a heart. And I put my hand in here. And then you put yours in there. Now we hold hands, and you will never be cold again.
Aww. So Christmas is definitely seasons for the gifts. Have you already prepared the gifts for the one you love, Steven?
Well, I'm not done quite yet, but I have something for you.
Thank you! What is it?
It's an advent calendar, old style.
Calendar? It sure does look like one.
No, but this is maybe how our grandparents would do it, or great-grandparents. So you just take an ordinary orange and you put cloves in it, and then 24, because in Norway we celebrate Christmas on the 24th of December. And then countdown for Christmas, you take out one clove every single day and smell it.
It's lovely.
It is.
And you still do it at home?
Well, mostly for decoration purposes, because kids nowadays maybe will have a chocolate calendar or a gift calendar, a little bit more pricey, but I prefer this one.
Me too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Christmas is not only about Christmas tree and the red colors, it's also white Christmas and about those beautiful flowers. Tell me about them. What are they called in Norwegian?
Well, these beautiful species are called julerose, or Christmas rose. And of course, we call it that because we get it around Christmas time. But normally around the world, it will bloom around March, April. So we make sure it's in perfect condition for this holiday.
And what about this beautiful thing that does remind me a little bit of Aurora Borealis, Northern Lights?
Can remind you a little bit of the Northern Lights, but that's actually heather. This is our national flower, and it grows wild up in the mountains.
It's really lovely.
It is. Okay, Catherine, so I got another gift for you.
Not another calendar, I hope.
Well, it is, sort of, but this time a little bit older.
It doesn't look like a calendar at all. It looks like something you're measuring the wood for the fireplace with.
Well, maybe you can use it for that as well, but this is actually called a primstav. And this is medieval calendar. So each day will have a marking, and then special days will have a different carving to remind you of what you're supposed to do that day.
Actually, I love practical gifts, so thank you.
There you go.
So you look absolutely fabulous today. Do tell me, what are you wearing and what's occasion?
Well, I'm actually wearing a folk costume, or a bunad, as we say here in Norway. And my version comes from Østfold, which is the east section of Norway, close to the Swedish border. And this is the man's version, and of course there's also one for women. So a traditional coat with a beautiful vest underneath, nikkers, which is a short pants with a hosebånd and stockings, and of course traditional shoes. And this coat, by the way, is inspired by a coat they discovered in a barn, in a chest, and it dates back to around 1700s. You can easily see that on the back with little pom-poms, and when I twirl, it gives a nice little fan. And we will wear this for special occasions, birthdays, weddings, baptisms, confirmations, Christmas, and of course 17th of May, which is our national day here in Norway.
Well, what can I say? It's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
So I see that everything is prepared for Christmas.
It is.
Beautiful clothes.
Thank you.
Lots of decorations in the house. But do tell me, what do we actually eat for Christmas here in Norway?
Well, it depends a little bit from where you're from and what part of Norway you belong to. But here in the eastern section of our country, we would eat normally pork. We could have sheep ribs, even sheep head is a delicacy some parts. But for today, I have prepared a little bit of traditional cod and what we like to call Christmas cod here in Norway. But before we get to that, of course, porridge is a big deal. So you can't have Christmas without porridge, and that's what you have here with the rice porridge. And when we serve it, normally you would put in an almond. And I have an almond here that has been peeled, and you put it in the porridge, and the lucky winner of the almond will get a marzipan pig. And to drink, maybe some traditional glögg, Glühwein in Germany, mulled wine, some would say as well, but traditional, spicy, very flavoring, sweet, Christmassy drink.
But what kind of spices do you put there?
It's cinnamon, clove, ginger, everything that's considered to be Christmassy, you can say.
Definitely creates an atmosphere. Now, do you need any particular spices for your Christmas cod?
No, actually you don't. You can just prepare it in the oven with just a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's it. So these kind of fillets, which is a loin, I would just prepare for around 15-20 minutes in the oven for around 180 degrees Celsius, and that's it. And then you can have all sorts of condiments with it, like bacon, mashed peas, potatoes, whatever you like. That's a nice thing about cod, is that it can absorb flavor very well, and it goes extremely well with both red wine or white wine or champagne or whatever you fancy.
Well, I'm looking forward to Christmas cod then.
Well, me too.
So it seems like most of the gifts are wrapped and the Christmas tree is trimmed, and I understood that every family has its own Christmas ritual.
Yes, that's true. Most families have different things they do on Christmas Eve, but certain things are a common denominator. And you will get up early in the morning, you will make your way into the sofa, switch on the television, and you'll watch a couple of Christmas specials that's been running for decades now. And then at 12 o'clock, you prepare your porridge and make sure you put a portion of porridge out to the Norwegian Santa, of course, with making sure that he's happy and full and content. And then the family will eat their porridge as well and have an almond in it. And the lucky winner will get the marzipan pig that we mentioned earlier. And then after the porridge, you put on your finest clothing and you go to church. And in church you sing Christmas songs, you listen to the Christmas gospel, and then at 5 o'clock you're back home, you're ready for Christmas dinner, and television is on again. But this time for something different. This time for the boys' choir that will sing traditional Christmas songs and make sure you get in the Christmas spirit.
So let me get it straight. You get up in the morning, you switch on the TV.
Yes.
Then you eat a porridge at noon and you feed the Norwegian Santa.
Yes.
Then you go to church. Then you come back and put on your finest clothing and you switch on the TV again.
Yes. Sounds right.
To listen to the Christmas songs from Norwegian boys' choir. Sounds like a plan.
And then, of course, the gifts. That's the most important thing.
Oh, finally.
Don't forget the presents.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
So it seems like this year is finally coming to an end.
It is. Just like a wheel, the cycle is completed.
And I heard that in Norwegian the word Christmas is actually jul, which means literally
Christmas, wheel.
Exactly.
The end of the year is upon us.
Oh, that's good. I think this year was full of surprises,
Indeed.
to say the least.
Yep.
And you learned something new. I hope you will be able to adapt some of the Norwegian Christmas tradition to create a cozy atmosphere in your home.
And try it out and see what you think.
Well, thank you very much for joining us for this Christmas special from Norway.
We wish you all happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year's when that time comes.
Absolutely. We will be waiting here for you in Norway for more stories.
Until next time, see you then. Bye.
Bye.